Hey friends, Mindy here. This is part 2 of my little vintage Christmas journal here that I have done with some Tim Holtz backdrop papers and an old vintage book cover. I am going to work on filling the pockets and decorating some of the items in here. But first, I had created these little pockets out of some book paper and I want to add these in. I had pretty much already added in all of the pockets, at least at the moment that I thought I was going to. Then I decided to come back in and add those book page pockets in there. And then I also decided, just for a little extra texture, I was going to add a few little pieces of this velvet trim. This is also a Tim Holtz trim, you can see. So I'm trying to add one of these pockets in each one of the signatures. In this video, I'm going to show you kind of how I decorated some of the pages, some of the journaling cards. For mostly just the first signature, this journal is over 80 pages, and so it would be too long for me to show you all of it, but I will have a flip through part near the end where you can kind of see how everything came together. But this is one of the ephemera pieces from the Tim Holtz Christmas pack from Ideology, and I'm going to fill this little pocket up. So I have just a tag from my stash. It's just a craft tag, but I wanted just one that was a little bit bigger so it sat up higher in that pocket. And then I did leave, when I glued this down, I left the side open so I could add a journaling card in the side pocket as well. I'll kind of show you that a little bit later. But I wanted to add some interest to the tag. So I'm just using some washi from my stash and then a couple of these pieces from Tim Holtz here. And then I'm going to go around everything and distress it. If you don't see me doing this, rest assured I did it for pretty much every piece of ephemera or journaling card or whatever that I put in there, which is the archival ink and ground espresso. I personally like distressing in archival ink as opposed to distress ink. That's a personal preference just because it dries permanent. So anyway, here's this little belly band that I created, and I'm going to just tuck a journaling card. That journaling card is simply made out of some of the paper that I have that I backed with some coffee dyed paper just to give it a little bit of extra stability. And then the same is true of this paper here. And I did add some hymnal paper here behind this beautiful floral piece. This is one of the ephemera pieces as well from Tim Holtz. So I'm just trying to get an idea for where I want everything to kind of fall on here. And then I'm going to glue everything down sort of in layers. And then I'll come back through and trim everything. Just trying to make sure that I have everything kind of exactly where I want it before I trim everything off. You can see here on the back of this card is just white because it was from a cardstock paper pack. And then on this little corner pocket that I had created, I'm just adding a little Tim Holtz thing, ephemera piece, and I did add some tulle behind there. It was kind of hard to see that, but and then this little pocket is going to get another tag with some washi tape. I did try to add a little bit of interest to each of the tags that I did put in here. So this is a tag from my stash. This is just coffee dyed, and just adding a little bit of washi down here on the bottom and trying to kind of wrap it all the way around the around the tag just for some extra interest. I kind of like to go through and sort of decorate each one of these kind of as I go, just to make sure that everything's kind of coordinating together. And then I loved this little bell piece of ephemera, so I put that up at the top just to kind of balance everything out. I'm going to add a little piece of ephemera down here in the bottom left-hand corner just to add a little bit of balance on that card. And then you can kind of see this pocket here has some things. And then I also went back through some of these larger ephemera pieces and used them to create little tuck spots. So in each signature, this journal is it's roughly like 4x6. It's kind of small, but it made it so that some of these bigger ephemera pieces made great pockets and different things. So there's a lot of writing space in here, and I really wanted to add this to this Braille paper so that, because obviously you can't write on the Braille paper, but this gives you a way to kind of tuck something up in there. So I won't make you watch me decorate the rest of these pages, but I am going to go through and do a flip through of all the signatures. Okay, so here it is. My little journal is finished. I have not done anything to the outside cover other than stitch the signatures into it. I wanted to keep the integrity of this beautiful old book as much as I could. So even for a closure, all I did was wrap some tulle around the outside with some string. I think that's going to be a cute closure. You can see it's it's pretty chunky now. So I'm just going to do a quick flip through so you can kind of see how everything ended up. So this is that backdrop paper, and then I had created these little pockets here, and so I just stuffed them full of things. I have some tickets, I have this little piece from the Tim Holtz ephemera, and then I found in my stash some of these Saturday Evening Post Norman Rockwell Christmas playing cards, and so I have one of those in there, and then I just have this decorated tag. So you've seen most of this first signature, how I was working through it. I did decide to tuck another journaling card kind of back in here as a side pocket. And then here's that other journaling card. And so this first little section I'll kind of go through. This is that Braille paper. I have some little fabric ribbon on there. I have my belly band that's got just a little journaling card tucked behind it. It's really simple, but I really love this paper. Then I add a little washi tape up here on the top of that one. Then I have a little tag here tucked in this little pocket. I did try to leave plenty of space that you could add your own tags and embellishments and different things, and of course leave lots of space for journaling as well. So I added a little bit of fabric to the tops of the tags that had a hole. Some of the tags are shaped like a tag, but they don't have a hole. This was another piece that I added, which was just a little kind of up tuck, and I found this other playing card that has this cute little train that's in red and green, and so I loved that, so I just tucked that in there. And then this corner pocket with a journaling card in it as well. And then this is also a vintage item. This is an old postcard that I just have clipped in here. This is actually from 1910. This I got in my subscription to A House of Books. And so it was perfect because it was the Christmas, and it had the poinsettia and everything on there. So, and I couldn't cover the back of it. If someone else wants to do that, they can, but I really loved all of the writing and everything on there. So moving into the signature, everything is pretty much the same. I did try to keep it pretty uniform. So I have that same belly band with a journaling card in there. Just the decorations are going to be a little bit different. So I have a little tuck spot with this journaling card, and these are all just decorated with Tim Holtz ephemera pieces or things from my stash. So again, this is a vintage or a Tim Holtz ticket, and then this was from the ephemera pack, and then another one of those playing cards, which I have the Santa on it. It's just so cute. And then a little tag from my stash that has just a little bit of decoration on there. I'm gonna need to fix this, I think. Yeah, I stapled the other ones, but I didn't do that one, so I'm gonna have to do that. I'll do that off camera. And then again, I added, because I glued this pocket down with a side tuck, so I added another journaling card in the side of there. I created this little up tuck spot, and then I had this cute little flash card. It's blue on the back side, but I feel like you could cover it if you wanted to, but I really liked just the little green on there. Just a vintage flash card from my stash. And then another journaling card there. And then this was one of the Tim Holtz ephemera pieces that I put coffee dyed paper on the back of and just made into a journaling card. And this was that backdrop paper that I had folded. I just made this into a little pocket, and that's going to hold that journaling card. And then I used a piece of ephemera here to create this little tuck spot as well. You saw most of the pockets and things going in. I just had a simple tag here tucked on there, and then I had this one, and originally I had these on opposite sides, but when I added the fabric here, it was too thick to fit in the pocket, so I just swapped them. But I love this little deer from the ephemera set from Tim Holtz. And then I added a piece along here just for a little, just to kind of break up the design a little bit. And then this is that beautiful Braille paper, some more coffee dyed paper. This is that backdrop, and then again another one of those pockets. Same situation. You can see I added a little bit so that if you pull these things out of the pockets, you can still have some decoration there. And then again, one of those playing cards. This is a Tim Holtz shipping tag, and then this piece is from the ephemera again, and then this is just a coffee dyed tag that I had in my stash, and I decorated that and stuck it in there. And then another little corner tuck with a journaling card and some more of that fabric, and another belly band with that journaling card, coffee dyed paper. That's the background. And then on this one, there were these little sheet music pieces, ephemera pieces, and so I actually glued this down as a pocket so that I could tuck a couple other little tags and things. I figure if someone does purchase this journal, they could take these out and then use them on other things that they wanted to add in there. And then of course just a journaling card tucked inside there. And then another little tuck spot up here just with a little label. This is actually an old Felicity Jane label, but and then here is another little corner tuck with another tag from my stash. And getting to the end here, another one of those sheet music pieces here, and then just a really plain, just a simple journaling card tucked in there. And then on this last one, I added a piece down at the bottom. You can't really see it when it's tucked in there, but it adds a little bit of interest when you have the tag out. And then I have this one with another tag from my stash that I just used the ephemera piece on there to decorate. And then this last piece is just tucked in here. This is an old check. Again, this is a vintage piece. This is from 1937. And this was in my subscription from A House of Books. And so I just thought it was really cool. It has a green cast to it. And then it's got, of course, the writing on there that's red. So I just thought that was a fun little addition. And it's just tucked in here with a little paper clip. So it can move around if you want. You could take it out if you're interested also. So I will be listing this for sale on my Instagram channel. So if you're interested you can comment sold down below if you would like it, or message me over on Instagram. And if you liked this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, bye.